So day 43 from Lizard Point, day 40 from Land's End is about to start. It's a little bit drizzly. Got the rain jacket on and the pack cover on, and just need to make a go. It's been a very wet night, and there's some nice view here then. You can get a feel of it. There's been some campers, they must have got drenched in their tents last night. It was quite heavy last night. Hasn't really stopped, but it's eased off a lot. Very short day today, 9 miles, but a lot of elevation. Probably going to take about 4 hours, maybe slightly more. Just got to make a go of it. So day 43/40 is underway. So I'm really pleased I wasn't in a tent last night. I've got 3 bunk mates late. They came after 9 o'clock. First of all, a French guy called Francois, and then 2 British girls, Sophie and Grace. And then they all went to the pub. Got back about 12:30, so it was a mixed sleep. That's what you get when you sleep in a dormitory. Great to walk with Jeremy yesterday. It was just fantastic. Always good company. Really helps the day go easier. So let's see what today brings. I think the climb's coming up just around the left-hand side of the mountain there. So let's get underway, get the phone away while it's raining. Let's get it in a dry pack. Stunning views as I leave, there's the road obviously, as I leave the King's house in the background. It's been so far so good. The rain has stopped. Might leave the rain jacket on, it's very blowy. One advantage of the rainfall is you get some lovely waterfalls. Pretty saturated tracking paths. A lot of rainfall last night. It kept going till from about 3 in the afternoon till about 4 in the morning. So it's not surprising. Nice gentle start, a rise of about 50 metres initially, and then it's flat. And I think the Devil's Staircase comes up at, I don't know, maybe mile 4 or something. Soon about to find out. I think I'll cross the road here and head upwards from there. Group of cars at this junction, there's no houses around, and it looks like there's a group of people hanging around, so I don't know what that's all about. I suspect I'm going to do a little bit of climbing. The phone's going to go away. Probably not a bad place to wild camp actually. Bit exposed, bit of wind, keep the midges away. All the wild campers I've come across in the last couple of days, they've all complained about the midges on top of them within 20-30 seconds. Beautiful around here. Steady climb to just over 400 metres. It's not been too bad though. And this little cairn marks the top of the Devil's Staircase. Up to 554 metres at the moment. Great little view. There's the road down there. Pretty sure that's the road. Another hiker who they just stopped halfway up and passed them. A couple coming up now. But I would say that the New Zealand Devil's Staircase is hands down more difficult. This was a more gradual gradient and not as prolonged. So exactly 4 miles into today, and at the peak height of today too, so it's downhill from here. It's quite a drop too, so just take it carefully in the wet conditions. The trail's taking me down again for a very gradual rise just up there. I suspect that might be the peak of today, but rather than the Devil's Staircase, but we'll see. Pushed past a group of boys who were wild camping, and they got flooded out. They looked pretty miserable actually, 3 English boys, but they had their heads in their hands. Didn't hear me coming at first, but they'll get on the way and everything will be all rosy again, I'm sure. So that's where I've just climbed down. Talking to another lady who she'd found a perfect wild camping spot. While I was talking to her, she came towards me a little bit, and her tent started blowing away, and I felt so guilty. She was running after it in the damp ground. Managed to catch it. Oh dear. So this hasn't. This has got to up to nearly 500. Not as high as the Devil's Staircase. It's been very gradual. So a nice little climb, and it's even looking a little bit brighter over the top. I guess I've missed the view from here. Boom, boom. And of course, there is something very mystical about this sort of view. No one around me, so a couple of people stopped for a break halfway up, and this is just this is really neat around here. It's not raining, and I'm really enjoying today. About 5 miles in, only got 9 to do today, so more than halfway already, and it's not even 10:30. And just a reminder what the walk's all about for Glaucoma New Zealand and the wonderful people who work for Glaucoma New Zealand, especially in a voluntary role, helping promote the cause of Glaucoma New Zealand. 50% of people in Australasia have glaucoma and not aware of it. And also I Care for Africa to fund cheap cataract surgery, cheap but quality cataract surgery I should say. £50 only, 100 New Zealand dollars will fund a simple operation that makes such a difference to people's lives. Cataracts over there are more debilitating because they're left to a more chronic situation. And a big thanks to Tony Glentworth of TrackMe, who has updated all the data and has now got the track that I'm following till the end spot on. Thanks Tony, he did everything at no charge. So all those Kiwis needing to use Tony's services, please bear that in mind. Right, phone going away, a little bit of a tricky rock part, so let's move on. The track's been very pleasant, very easy walking. Bit of a shout out to my wife Paula, who's picked up COVID, not feeling the best at the moment, keeping a close eye on her situation. Get better soon, Paula. Wish I was there looking after you. I'm going to keep a really close eye and see how things go for you. The first sign of civilization since I went over the top. There's some hikers coming the other way.
It's on now, is it? Yeah.
It's on now, yeah. Okay. So this is Ben on the right, Neil on the left, and it's the first time in weeks I've met anyone doing the John O'Groats Land's End. We've just bumped into each other going the other way, and as soon as they said they were on day 16, I knew, yeah, like-minded people, awesome. So thanks, great to bump into you guys and great to chat.
All right, yeah.
It's almost 11 o'clock, and I can already see today's destination. How cool is that? A cool little rainbow. I wonder if that's going to come out on the video. Just hit a service road to what looked like a power plant. Might even take me all the way in, I'm not sure, but I'm sure the track will go off to one side eventually. Through the woods maybe. Can't see the marker right here though. That's a neat little view. And this lovely picturesque spot, which unfortunately doesn't show up the waterfall in the distance, but never mind. This marks 800 miles from Lizard Point. Yay! Getting closer. Not a waterfall, sadly, just a man-made structure. Still pretty cool down there though. Just very light rain. Only about a mile or so to go now, maybe a fraction over. It's been a beautiful little walk today. Been going for about 3 hours 10 so far, so it's probably going to finish maybe just after 3.5 hours. So a decent little stint, but very happy with the way today's gone. These pipes have been following me all the way down from the station that I spotted on the previous clip. Just walking into Kinlochleven, and this is Rachel on the right and Alice on the left.
Hello.
And
Hi.
we've sort of swapped places on the track this morning a couple of times, haven't we?
Yeah.
So these guys are doing amazing, because this is only day 5 for you as well, isn't it?
Day 5.
Yeah.
Last Helen, day 5.
Good on you. That's well done. And we're almost into this. We can see the village just through there. It's always a relief to see the houses, isn't it, when we know we're finished for the day, eh? Yeah. Exactly. On we go. Thought it was hydropower. Here's the base. Kinlochleven campground. They're cool little pods. Look like little hobbit houses, minus the hills. And at exactly the 9-mile mark, I enter the town of Kinlochleven. These guys in front have just packed up their tents, so they must have stayed overnight and having a late start. So they'll probably be heading into Fort William, I would imagine. This is Aaron on the right, Kyle in the middle, and Andrew on the left. The two guys on the right are Rangers supporters. And Andrew's a Glasgow Celtic fan, and we've been having a good little chat. These guys are just about to set off. They're about to do the last leg into Port William today, but they've done so well. And look at, it's Kyle's bag, isn't it? Yeah, Kyle's bag's strap's gone. They're on day 10, and it's just the poor guy's been hoofing that around all over the hills for the last few days. And Andrew's got blisters, but
Alan's got you.
mate, you won't believe any of this. They just seem such a good set of guys, and enjoying themselves. That's the main thing, seeing their own country. And tonight's accommodation is this cool little pod called Thistle Lodge. It's only a little narrow thing, but it was obviously a last minute cancellation, and it sort of came up for grabs, and I grabbed it, and it looks pretty cool. Really stoked with this. So bed for the night. So day 43 from Lizard Point and day 40 from Land's End was a fairly short day. Shortest one on trail actually, just 9 miles, nearly 15 kilometres, but a really enjoyable day. On my own for most of the day, and got here before 12, which was good. Kinlochleven's a lovely little town, a lovely little village I should say, and even though it was raining when I started out, the forecast was reasonable, so I decided to just go ahead and start. Met some pretty cool groups of people, starting off with the couple of English boys walking from John O'Groats to Land's End, and got a little bit of Jen on the John O'Groats trail from Ben and Neil, and really good meeting those guys. It's only the third group of people doing the trail going in the opposite direction I've met, and the first since Kendall, so that was excellent. Then there were a couple of Scottish girls who were swapping and changing ahead of me and behind me a little bit throughout the day, Rachel and Alice, and they were getting a bus back to Aberdeenshire. And then the 3 boys, the local boys from Clyde area, who were looking out to see their own country and just looked to be having a whale of a time, you know, despite the broken backpacks and the blisters on Andrew's feet. You know, they were carting around pans and pots and a stove and all kinds of stuff, but just seemed to be really enjoying themselves. So a really short day, which has just been great because I've been able to rest up this afternoon, and I scored a last minute cancellation for a little pod, which is, you can see in the background, and it's pretty cool. So it's always nice to have a bed for the night, as opposed to tenting when the weather's a little bit dicey. I'm really happy with that. So all in all, a good day, a really memorable one, and that was day 43 from Lizard Point and day 40 from Land's End.